Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Why is the middle class shrinking? Why are people facing an affordability crisis while marginalized individuals called informals grow in numbers? Join me as I travel the world, speaking with people living in invisibility, the leaders working to solve it, and uncovering the hard truths shaping our economy and daily reality.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform. Cats and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, who better now to talk about what's going on with all the races than Joe Gruters? He is the chairman of the Republican National Committee. And Joe, it's great to have you here. I just can't fathom, we were talking about this, and somebody said a couple years ago that one of the candidates on the Democratic side would have a Nazi tattoo and all these other horrible revelations about him. And then you've got a Hamamway, the guy who just got picked the other night on the Democratic side in New Jersey. Then you got El Said in Michigan. This is like a lunacy.
Dr. Jihad is how I refer to him in New Jersey, but this is exactly what you could expect from the modern Democrat Party. They have a Nazi, they have a terrorist sympathizer, they have these radical left-wing extremist woke lunatics. But that's what Mamdani has done. Mamdani, AOC, Bernie Sanders, they've inspired these crop of candidates to run, and they're winning or they're pulling their candidates so far to the left that is creating these unbelievable matchups. Look what happened in Iowa. 2 seats that are considered the toss-up type seats with Miller Meeks and Zach Nunn, who are Republicans that we're defending, and they're going against the queen of DEI and the wicked witch of woke. It's unbelievable. We're getting the perfect matchups for our candidates, but the fact that they're putting these candidates up and they're standing behind them, there's a lot of chatter that Plattner is going to be leaving. I doubt it. The guy has the ego the size of a pickup truck. I think he stays in, and the Democrats are going to be faced. Well, listen, they're already double downing in support of him. I think it's disgusting, but that gives us a real chance to defy history and win this November.
Mr. Chairman, give us an update. How is controlling the votes make sure Americans are the only ones voting in congressional elections, senatorial elections? I understand Tom Fitton wanted to come on today and talk about California. They found 800,000 bad eligible.
Yeah, it was 873 ineligible voters. That's what he was sharing with us yesterday. And that was bombshell.
It looks like we're okay in California, but you tell us.
Well, listen, in New Jersey, we're working with the New Jersey GOP, and this is where they found all these non-citizen voters. We've been working with them. We've requested this data. Listen, they won't give us access to the voter rolls. And the reason why is because they're cheating and they're trying to hide what they're cheating. And so basically what happened is we did a request to find out the non-citizens that have been on the voter rolls that have requested to be removed because they're going for citizenship. And there's hundreds, and I think that's probably what you're referring to. And this is just from one county. And what we've done, they've been blocking our efforts. The RNC has made voter roll requests in 48 states. I know the DOJ is involved now. It's wild what they're doing. We have to make sure we have, elections that people could have confidence in. And listen, we have 150 lawsuits in 32 states now. We go coast to coast. Wherever we can, we're not being reactive anymore. We're going out there and bringing the hammer down, because the only way the Democrats think that they could win is what I'm thinking is they think that they have to cheat. And so that's why we have to file all these lawsuits. And then we have, we've already have all, in 2024, Laura Trump and Michael Wiley did a great job with election integrity with boots on the ground. We've already sent out field troops to the 17 battleground states, and we're going to continue to send more and more people to help us organize, to help us get ready. So it's not only lawsuits, but it's boots on the ground. We're going to be ready in 2026. And I always say it's so nice to live in a state like Florida, where we have 23 million people, and we could, with Republican and Democrat supervisors of elections, and we could basically deliver results within 60 minutes, and everybody has the full faith and confidence in the system.
What else would you like to tell the American people this evening, Thursday evening?
Well, listen, just the fact that, we're working around the clock to try to make sure that we have safe and secure elections. We have an incredible opportunity to win in November. Like I said, we're getting the dream candidate matchups. I mean, you guys listed the candidates. They have so many wackadoo Looney Tune candidates that our matchups that we were hoping for, we're getting. And so we have the right candidates in place. We have the resources to have the boots on the ground, to deliver the messaging. And then we have the best showman that's ever existed in politics in Donald J. Trump, who's going to deliver that message and help us deliver these low propensity voters. And so we're going to barnstorm the country with him in these districts that matter, and these areas where we have these toss-up races. And we just need people to come together and help us. And so anybody that's sympathetic to our cause and that wants to keep the economy going, that wants to continue to see the improvements you're seeing under the president, go to GOP.com and join us and give us your time or treasure.
Joe, I have a couple questions, 2 or 3 things. One is the SAVE Act, because you brought up about voter integrity. And I'm curious your thoughts about what's going on in California as we're waiting, because John was talking about the fact that, we had Judicial Watch saying there was 873 ineligible that shouldn't be getting the mail-in votes. And now they're waiting. It's 13 days that they have to count, as long as it came in technically by election day, and then it doesn't get certified till the end of June. I mean, it's it seems like Florida does it within minutes,
It doesn't make any sense that they're counting ballots. This is how they cheat. We're on the cusp of one of our biggest election integrity wins ever. The Watson versus the RNC case addresses this specific issue. Election day should mean election day. It shouldn't mean that you're allowed to count ballots until you get the desired results, which is what they do in California and other areas. We've lost lots of congressional seats, U.S. Senate seats over the years. There's actually 13 states and the District of Columbia that allow the ballot counting to go on forever. We have to put a stop to it. It's a terrible thing. Election day should mean exactly what it means election day. So be ready. The Watson versus the RNC case, I was out over at the Supreme Court a couple of weeks ago talking about this during the oral arguments. And I expect us to, I'm hoping that we win that case and that we could stop this nonsense from happening in the future.
Well, Joe Gruter, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for coming on today. Anything else you want to tell the American people?
Listen, just that if you want sanity, reasonableness, and common sense, it's the Republican Party and this president that's going to deliver. Join us by going to GOP.com and give us your time or treasure and help us make sure that we can give the president a full 4 years.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I agree with you 110%. We need common sense to prevail, and we'll talk again real soon.
Thank you, Joe, very much. Thank you.
Almonte's Key Food, proudly serving communities throughout Brooklyn, Queens, and Long Island for over 30 years. When you shop Key Food, you'll always find fresh products, great weekly specials, and exceptional personalized service. Visit at any of their Key Food stores at 8235 153rd Avenue, Lindenwood, New York, 935 Rosedale Road, Valley Stream, New York, and 6620 Avenue U, Brooklyn, New York.